Wake up, Jacob. I I need to start a new series or something from bad to worse. This is this is getting ridiculous. I may just have to do that. This is getting ridiculous. I saw a video. Um, it was sent to me or whatever, and take a look at it, and it's just forcing transgender ideas, on your kids, forcing them. And I've seen a couple of them. I've seen a few where it's a woman, and she was telling her little boy, you're a girl. You're a girl. It's okay. You're a girl. I mean, obviously, we've seen where they have drag queens, read uh, children's stories to kids in the schools. Go to the schools and get them exposed so they can get used to people deciding what they want to be. It's very fluid. Um, I it's getting bad out there, guys. It's getting bad out there, guys. I don't know what to tell you. This. I'll let you listen to some of it. Description box. The link is in the description box below. But let's listen to a little bit of it.
And this
I'm gonna skip
video
around
is
a
going
little
to
bit.
be demonetized as a result. But before we do that, I just wanted to let you guys know that I finally have a forever home, which is why the scenery won't be changing so frequently. Because, yay for consistency. Now, for the last few weeks in the
Funny
media,
little
there
satire,
has
but
been a lot of talk about transgender children.
My name's Jacob, and I'm a 9-year-old transgender American.
And all these stories about drag kids, which isn't the same thing, but still weirds me out.
With fantastic wigs, fabulous shoes, and monumental makeup.
you'll see.
There's a new craze for boys.
And the recent case
There's a
of
new craze
7-year-old
for
James
boys.
Younger, whose parents are currently fighting about whether or not they should transition him to a girl. This is 2019, everyone. We're like a 3-year-old child with a paintbrush, a blank wall, and the adults are out of the room. We basically did this to ourselves, and now we have to sit in the blue painted mess that is society and think about what we've done. But unsurprisingly, James Younger's story has attracted a lot of it. Allegedly, James's mother, who is also a pediatrician, which is terrifying,
He's a pediatrician.
has been dressing him up as a girl, calling him Luna, and socially transitioning him since the age of 3. The kicker here is that
Okay. He expressed interest in a McDonald's toy that was for girls. Shalom.
according
saints.
to news articles on the topic, the mother has also investigated putting her son on puberty blockers and eventually hormones. Unsurprisingly, the father has resisted this and claims that his son 100% identifies as a boy when he's with him.
The son identifies as a boy when he's with his father. The mother wants to put him on puberty blockers and then later hormones.
But also wants to wait and see what happens with his son and this whole issue. So yeah, then that eventuated into a custody dispute. And most
Custody
recently,
battle.
the judge presiding over this case has recently decided that the parents will make joint medical decisions for their children. Which I guess is a
Really?
little win for common sense, which happens so infrequently that I'm not even gonna complain about it. But disturbingly, this clip has popped up in the last number of days showing James talking about his mother and how she tells him he's a girl.
Oh, you're a boy. Oh, I see. So mommy told you you're a girl? Does mommy do anything else like with a girl with you? Like what?
Like kisses.
What does she do?
She put them on me.
She puts dresses on you? Oh wow. And what else does she do?
She buys my headbands,
Uh-huh.
and she gets me hair clips.
Oh, hair clips? Okay. Does she do anything with your fingers?
Yeah,
What?
she paints my nails.
I mean, if that isn't creepy.
I don't. From bad to worse. I don't even know what to say. I don't even. I mean, I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing. The link is in the description box. But saints, families, we This doesn't make for a good blog when you are pretty much speechless, when you pretty much have nothing to say. If you guys don't, I mean, look, it's a classic case of nurture versus nature, right? And so some experts believe that, or starting to believe that, you know, our sexuality is fluid, and when we're young, we don't know, you know, we don't know what we are, whatever, and it's really up to us to decide. You know, you let a little kid decide, you know, what they are. It's their decision, okay? Whereas nature is, if you have the appendage or lack thereof, that's what you are. But some people are not satisfied with that. See, it can't be that we have some sort of, well, you know, I'm not gonna go down there because I'm talking about kids. I'm not gonna go that way. But I'm sorry guys, this is just, it gives me a headache because the sheer, anyway, you're gonna see later in the video where a man was brought up as a girl, insistent, tried. He was even on a talk show, and he just said, I was never comfortable being a girl. You know, it was forced on him. He was never comfortable with being a girl. And 2 years after he got off that talk show, he killed himself, suicide, because it was forced on him. Hey, you're a girl, you're a girl, you're a girl, and everything in his nature pushed against it. But being a transgender that's what's pushed on there. That's the movement. I'm telling you, this alphabet group is coming on strong. And I know we got a lot of on the fence people who, you know, they're tolerant of it because, you know, they have a family member or something like that who, you know, have those leanings or fit somewhere in the alphabet, you know, LBGT, you know, in that movement, you know. So they, shalom, Shakim. And they're sensitive to it. They're like, you know, well, you know, live, let live, you know. But see, there's going to be a time where we're not going to be able to be on the fence. We're not going to afford to be on the fence. Shalom, Grant Hill. Shalom, brother. There's going to be a time where that's not going to work. Being on the fence is just not going to work, right? And you're going to have to stand for something. You and I will have to stand for something. You know, but let's listen to a little bit more. If I can get it, it's buffering right now. But this whole idea, guys, I don't know. It's disturbing to say the least. Let me see. Maybe it's a little bit of. Oh, okay. Hold on. It's the Wi-Fi here. 1 second. Get that back up and going. Because I don't know what it is. It just keeps kicking me out of it. So let's see. And let's see if we can finish this. Transgender, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just this emotional, psychological.
For this situation.
But let's see what else I have.
The whole thing a total secret from everyone, including their children. I mean, I definitely don't want to make a joke out of this because I think it's reputated. So, are we all following?
Yeah, so the kid just... This is, the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, this is what's out there. This is what they're doing, you know. Gotta push this. You don't think that
Money is in New Zealand. Is that Brenda was absolutely miserable as his toy cars and guns. In school, she was relentless, masculine gait, tastes, and behaviors. She complained to her parents and teachers that she felt like a boy. At 14 years old, the truth was finally revealed, and Brenda, who renamed himself David, finally felt like things made sense. David immediately transitioned back to his original sex, which meant undergoing a bunch of surgeries to remove the breast. That married, had a normal job, and was cautionary tale.
I tried to
born a boy.
and what it Like I said, I can't help that. I am what I am.
So, in the end, both David and his brother Brian committed suicide in 2002 and 2004 after what seemed to be a lifetime of just trauma and mental illness that was brought on by this experiment.
So, lady thought it was a good idea, raise her son as a little girl, just, and put the hormones on him, and he developed breasts and all that. He tried to fit in because he felt like an outsider. He kept saying, hey, I am a boy. I am a boy. Cat Williams' voice, I am a boy, Damon. And, but mother kept pushing it. Nope, you're a girl. You're a girl. You're a girl. Then when he came of age, he decided to go back to his original sex. And things start to feel a little bit normal, but the trauma and damage was already done. It was already done. 2 years later, he and his brother, they commit suicide. So the psychological damage and trauma right there. Guys, this is the world that we're living in right now. We are. I know sometimes we think light of it and everything. It seems like we're extremists and all this other stuff, but it's like at some point you have to make a stand. You can't be, on the fence. And I'm not saying you go and attack anyone or do anything. I'm just saying you have to settle within yourself. What do you believe and what you stand for? Exactly. Sister Washington, you don't get me wrong. It seems like it's being intolerant because that's the first, everyone who is tolerant of the alphabet lifestyle, the first thing they lobby against you, the first thing that they levy against you, okay, is that you're intolerant, that you're legalistic, you're intolerant, Bible thumper, stuff like that, all those names. And it's funny how they say you're intolerant when they are being intolerant of your view. They're being intolerant of you and your view. You think, so, I don't know, you have the audacity, go figure, the unmitigated gall, the temerity to say, if you're born a boy, I'm going to call you a boy. If you're born a girl, I'm going to call you a girl. If you have a child and it is a boy, you mean to tell me that you are going to raise it as a boy? If you have a girl, you're going to raise it as a girl? Really? You're going to do that? See, the thing is that sometimes we become shrinking violence because the pressure of the world's come down on you and everything. We're like, oh, how are you going to tell someone, live and let live and everybody make their own decision and all that? Look, I'm not trying to take anyone's decision away or whatever, okay? You do what you want, think what you want, but just like you have a right to think what you want and do what you want, I have the same right, okay? And as long as your stuff don't infringe on mine. So if you want to go out there, which I think is sad, but if you want to go and confuse your child like that and damage your child that way, then that's on you. But I'm not doing my child like that, okay? Now, once they get grown and move on and do what they want, hey, you make their own decision. But this whole idea, and each parent is to pass on their own values to their child, right? Whatever it is that you believe, you want to pass those values on, right? So why is it a bad thing if I don't want somebody else to pass on their values to my child? Speaking of like homeschool, stuff like that. Because you have people going into schools teaching all these alternative lifestyles. And what if that's against my values? I don't want that. I don't want my child influenced with that. You see? So the same people who call you intolerant is being intolerant, and unbeknownst to you, they are out there teaching indoctrinating children with this whole idea, okay? With this whole idea that it's okay, this is how the world works, everything's wonderful, let live, and just tolerate everything, it's okay. And see what happens is, and this makes the case for when you want to homeschool your kids, is because they go out there, they get indoctrinated. You're at work, okay? Mom, dad, you're at work all day, 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. And then your child is out there being taught by the world, being educated by the world, okay? And then come home and they question you and your values, question you. Elder Murray mentioned something like that. They question you, but isn't it your job to teach your value, your belief system, if you have a religion, your religion, if you have one, but that's your job, right? As a parent. But no, we can't do that. We got to send our kids out into the world and let the world educate our child, and then they come back looking at us crazy as parents. Now we look like we're behind the time, uber conservative, Bible thumping, over religion, shalom, Ronnie Rayner. That's what we look like. That's what we look like. We look like we're behind the times. But there's nothing new under the sun. That's what I just said, from bad to worse. I know all this was been happening, and that's just how the world works. But give me a break, guys. Give me a break. Give me a break. We are truly going from bad to worse. Let me know what you guys think. I know we had a long weekend because of, last Thursday. And some of you have already went back to work. Some of you are off or whatever. So I just want to hop on, see what you guys are doing. And like I said, I just got that video, and I just had to say something. Even though much of the video I was pretty speechless on it. But look, it's in the very end, when everything's all said and done, we'll find out what was right. Is the world right? Or is the word of Yah right? We're all placing a bet. Whose side you're gonna be on? Israelite Prepper. See you guys on the next one.